Are you ready?
Yes! Woo!
What's going on, everyone? For WrestleTrivia, I'm your host, Kevin J. Callis.
Oh, yes!
And you're watching episode 75 of Wrestling Jeopardy, the scariest, spookiest interactive game show where you're the contestant.
All you have to do is leave.
And don't worry, nothing bad's gonna happen to you if you happen to answer a couple questions wrong, or will it? Anywho, let's go to the board now and check out the categories that you'll be quizzed on. Starting with what is widely considered to be one of pro wrestling's worst characters ever.
And the Yeti!
Followed by some scary showdowns. Our third category, monsters of the mat. Our fourth category is chilling characters. And our fifth and final category is voted on by you, the WrestleTrivia community. The three choices you had to choose from were creepy costumes, horror movies, or spooky songs. And your choice actually makes perfect sense because this and pro wrestling actually go hand in hand. The fifth category will be horror movies. And that's what means it's time for the 200-point job around, the easiest round in Wrestling Jeopardy.
What are you trying to tell me?
I'm dead serious. Hopefully you can answer all 5 of these questions correctly and not completely embarrass yourself.
Okay, I understand.
All right, let's kick things off with the first clue from the Yeti, worth 200 points. Lumbering to the ring and covered in what appeared to be used toilet paper, the Yeti made quite a first impression as he helped the Giant attack this wrestler at WCW's Halloween Havoc in 1995. Arriving to find the Giant having Hulk Hogan locked in a bear hug, the Yeti decided to make it a double and created the now infamous meme, the Halloween Havoc hump.
Why are you gay?
Let's move on to the second clue of the job around, this one from Scary Showdowns. What was the name of the match between AJ Styles and The Undertaker on April 4th, 2020 at WrestleMania 36? And it was called a Boneyard Match.
You are dead!
Moving on to the first clue from Monsters of the Mat. In the new television series Everything on the Menu, this monster among men brings his superhuman appetite to America's most delicious destinations. You could also call him the monster of all monsters, who is Braun Strowman. Moving on to the fourth clue of the job around. It's getting a little cold in here. We have our first clue from chilling characters. After a dark transformation under the influence of the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, this WWE superstar began luring her enemies to her playground alongside her demonic doll sidekick, Lily. Who is Alexa Bliss? And let's finish up the job around with the final 200-point clue from horror movies. This WWE Chief Content Officer played Jarko Grimwood, a powerful vampire in the 2004 action horror film Blade Trinity. There's not too many Chief Content Officers out there that I know of personally. The correct answer, who is Paul Triple H Levesque? All right, let's hop back across the board now and kick off the 400-point round with the second clue from the Yeti. Originally, WCW had planned to wrap this Argentinian giant up as the Yeti, but serious health issues prevented him from playing the role. Now, this was a few years after George Gonzalez finished up his run in the WWE as the Giant Gonzalez, or we'd also accept El Gigante. All right, it's time for another scary showdown. This one is worth 400 points, and I need you to tell me the name of the match between Dolph Ziggler and The Miz on the October 29th, 2015 episode of WWE SmackDown. What is a trick or street fight? And the third clue of the 400-point round belongs to Monsters of the Mat and is going to be something that all you territory fans might enjoy. In January 1996, Nightmare Freddy A blatant ripoff of this Midnight Mangler hailing from Elm Street won a USWA Battle Royal to earn a spot in the actual Royal Rumble match later that month. Played by two members of the famous wrestling family, the Gilberts, Tommy and his son Doug, the correct answer, who is Freddy Krueger?
But what the hell, boy?
Here comes the fourth clue of the 400-point round. It's from Chilling Characters. The inspiration behind Dexter Loomis's name comes from the famous TV show Dexter and Dr. Samuel Loomis, the psychiatrist from Michael Myers in this horror movie franchise. What is Halloween? And let's keep it going with more horror movies as we close out the 400-point round now. This 2005 WWE Hall of Famer starred in quite a few B-rated horror films. However, his lead role in John Carpenter's 1987 sci-fi cautionary tale They Live is his most famous. Who is Rowdy Roddy Piper?
Hello?
The f you say to me, you little shit?
All right, 10 questions down, 15 to go, plus the Daily Double, a bonus question, and final Jeopardy.
But first, I want to give you another clue.
We begin the 600-point round now with everybody's favorite mummy not named Prince Karis. Portrayed by the 7-foot-tall Ron Reese, the future Yete's foray into pro wrestling occurred in the early 1990s as he trained under this 1989 Royal Rumble winner. And for a while there, Reese was even named Big Ron Studd. The correct answer, who is the late great Big John Studd? All right, let's move on to another scary showdown worth 600 points. Can you tell me the name of the match between Edge and Gangrel on the August 2nd, 1999 episode of Monday Night Raw? No, it wasn't the high fructose corn syrup with red dye match. It was called a bloodbath match. And we've reached the halfway point of the game now. We're on to the third clue of the 600-point round, and it's from Monsters of the Mat. Based on the hockey mask-wearing star of the Friday the 13th film series, this wrestler was a mainstay of Stampede Wrestling in Canada. And this guy actually had a feud with Owen Hart for a while, who is Jason the Terrible. On to some more chilling characters, worth 600 points. Charles Wright was all set to reprise this bizarre character during the Attitude Era, but plans changed and he joined the Nation of Domination instead as Kama Mustafa. A more sinister, less comical Papa Shango was on the horizon in the late 90s until Vince McMahon put the old kibosh on it. Alrighty then, it's time for a bonus question now that if you answer correctly, you'll double your score. This artistic wrestler created the face paint design shown here for the proposed Papa Shango revival. As told on an episode of Steve Austin's Broken Skull Sessions, the correct answer is Jerry the King Lawler. Let's finish up the 600-point round with this clue from horror movies. With his imposing size and menacing presence, Kane brought a terrifying intensity to the character of Jacob Goodnight in this 2006 slasher film. What is See No Evil? The difficulty continues to ramp up here as we kick off the 800-point round now. Inexplicably dressed as a giant ninja, yet still billed as the Yeti, Reese competed in a 3-ring 60-man battle royal for the vacant WCW World Heavyweight Championship at this 1995 pay-per-view. Now this is a callback from a few weeks ago where I used this in a clue about Tony Rumble. The correct answer here, what is World War III? Moving on to the fourth clue from Scary Showdowns, and it's worth 800 points. Can you tell me the name of the match between Ethan Page and Trick Williams at NXT's Halloween Havoc on October 27th, 2024. And it was a spin the wheel, make the deal match that landed on Devil's Playground. And here comes the third clue of the 800-point round from Monsters of the Mat. All right, it's Daily Double Time on this special Halloween-themed episode of Wrestling Jeopardy. The category, once again, Monsters of the Mat. Place your wager now. All right, time is up, and here is this episode's Daily Double Clue. Quebec wrestling legend Pierre-Carl Ouellet concocted a new persona in 2018 called PCO, a French-Canadian Frankenstein brought to life with a heavy dose of electricity supplied by this creator/manager. The creative mastermind behind PCO, who is D. Destro. And we're moving on to another chilling character. This one is worth 800 points. Before Papa Shango, Rasta the Voodoo Man once terrorized the territories before he mysteriously quit wrestling to pursue an acting career, landing a breakthrough role in a 2003 Super Bowl commercial as this office linebacker. I could watch these videos over and over and over again. Who is Terry Tate, office linebacker? And here comes the final clue before the 1,000-point main event round. It's from horror movies. This former WWE European champion plays the role of Billy Ray Snapper, a ruthless bounty hunter in Rob Zombie's 2005 horror film, The Devil's Rejects. Showcasing his versatility as an actor, who is DDP, Diamond Dallas Page. All right, it's main event time. 5 1,000-point questions guaranteed to put your scary wrestling knowledge to the test.
Any questions?
By the way, shout out to my lovely wife Annie for making this awesome Yeti shirt. Let's kick off the main event now with this final clue about the Yeti. According to the master of the Dungeon of Doom, Sherpa guides dug the Yeti out of 13 tons of ice on the north face of Mount Everest in this Asian mountain range just in time for Halloween Havoc. What are the Himalayas? Moving on to the final clue from Scary Showdowns. Can you tell me the name of the match between Abyss and Sting on March 11th, 2007 at TNA's Destination X? A pseudo casket or coffin match. It was called a last rites match. All right, 3 clues remain before Final Jeopardy. And here comes the last clue from Monsters of the Mat. Gangrel is a registered trademark name of this Swedish corporation who made the hugely influential role-playing game Vampire the Masquerade. Ask anyone who saw the opening credits to WWE video games in the late 90s and early 2000s, and they could tell you that Gangrel was trademarked by White Wolf Incorporated. 2 clues are left. Here comes the final chilling character worth 1,000 points. Perhaps this peculiar superstar's greatest claim to fame came in January 1993 when he stood across the ring from The Undertaker in the first ever Monday Night Raw main event. Hailing from the outer reaches of your mind, who is Damien Demento? And the last clue before Final Jeopardy belongs to horror movies. In the 2019 movie Girl on the Third Floor, this WWE superstar portrays Don Cook, a man who tries to renovate a rundown home for his growing family, only to learn that the house is haunted. His performance was praised by fans and critics alike, proving he might very well be the best in the world. Who is Phil Brooks, aka CM Punk?
Oh, hi.
Alright, 26 clues are down and only one separates you from becoming the ultimate scary, spooky WrestleTrivia champion. Let's find out what episode 75's Final Jeopardy category is. Freaky Factions. Alright, time is up. Here's the Final Jeopardy clue. In the early days of the Wyatt family, Bray would often sing the chorus of what Rolling Stones song during his promos? Was it A, Beast of Burden, B, Paint It Black, C, Sympathy for the Devil, or D, Time Is on My Side? Good luck. These early promos focused on Bray establishing his scary swamp monster-esque persona, and he liked to always end his promos by singing And that does it for another episode of Wrestling Jeopardy. Thanks again so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My name's Kevin J. Callis, and I'll see you next time.